welcome back. So we're gonna take you through a seated stretching sequence. I invite you to take a seat wherever you feel comfortable. Again, you wanna make sure that you have a steady chair, not one that's going to flip out from underneath you, or maybe you're sitting on a bed or a couch or whatever you have at home. So we're just gonna start with a hamstring stretch. So rolling the shoulders up, down, and back. Get kind of scooch your booty back to the edge of your chair comfortably, safely. You're gonna take one leg straight out. We'll do the left leg first. You're gonna lengthen, you're fine, Betty. And then as you extend forward, you're just gonna lean into that right leg. And you're trying to extend from the back. So I don't necessarily need you to shove yourself as far forward as you can. I want you to think about extending from those hips behind you as well as up towards the ceiling and kind of forward. So the tip of your head is pulling towards the front. Give me one more breath here. Nice little inhale. Maybe you can exhale a little bit deeper. When you feel ready, you're going to release yourself back to a seated position, and we're just gonna switch to the other side. So again, once you're ready, extend that leg, lift up, and sink down. So making sure that you're sinking into the opposite leg. We don't wanna be pushing or hyperextending that stretched out leg. Beautiful job. Again, thinking about lifting, lengthening, you're creating this space in your spine, in your hips, in your hamstring. You're breathing through it, you're giving your body a chance to relax into the position, and then maybe you can exhale a little bit deeper into that muscle one more time. Beautiful. When you're ready, go ahead and come on up. Excellent. We're gonna come into our seated figure 4. So when you're ready, you're gonna take one leg and just cross it over that opposite leg and just let your body settle. If you can, I invite you to press down on that leg that's in that bent position, getting a little bit more external rotation through the hip. And then another layer that you can add is to, again, lift and lengthen, and from the hip, gently start to extend forward until you feel that stretch through that external hip and into your glutes. Now, many people that I work with cannot extend forward, right? This is enough just to be sitting in this position. It's enough just to push the thigh open. So I want you to just go at whatever position feels good to you. Perfect. Go ahead and relax back. Switching to that other leg. Again, take a second, make sure you feel safe. You can press that thigh open. If and when you're ready, you're gonna lengthen and then gently extend forward and just breathe. Just breathe into the positions. After you've learned how to do these, I invite you to turn the volume down and just watch the video, turn on some nice gentle music, and really just enjoy this. Excellent job. When you're ready, come on up. Now we're gonna come into world's greatest stretch in a seated position, which hopefully you're already excited by that name. So you're just gonna open those legs nice and wide to give yourself some space. Again, you're gonna lift up nice and tall, and you're just gonna start to extend yourself over, leading with your chest. And when you're ready, you're going to take one arm and just extend up towards the ceiling, opening up that chest, twisting with that sternum, looking for your pain-free zone. Beautiful. And you can roll through this. You can see Betty's just kind of pushing into whatever feels like a little bit of discomfort perhaps, right? A little bit of pushing to the ends of that range of motion, but then releasing and coming back. So you don't need to feel like you need to strain yourself. We're just looking for this stretch and this release. You can push a little bit further each time you take a repetition. Beautiful job. Give me just one more here. Excellent. And then you're going to gently come up and out. Finally, we're just going to do a little bit of lateral release. So you can take your legs either close together or wide, depending on how comfortable and safe you feel. When you're ready, you're going to take one arm and just reach it up and over. Yep. Again, finding a rhythm that feels good to you. Come back to neutral, and then we're gonna switch. So lift up, and then just like that rainbow, we're gonna come up and over, just releasing into the sides of your body. We're also giving your spine this beautiful movement side to side. So motion is lotion. If lateral movement is contraindicated for you, if your doctor has said that you should not be moving side to side like this, then don't, right? Maybe you're doing a twist or rotation. Maybe you've already stopped the video and you've left me behind. Good, give me just one more on the other side. Beautiful job. Now I'm just gonna have you, when you're ready, give me that big inhale up, reaching everything to the ceiling, and then let's just exhale and open into that chest stretch, that opener. Beautiful job. And that is what we have for you today. We'll see you in the next video.
I can't wait to get the screenshot of it. Oh, let's see.
Ah!
With us both.
Woo!
Alright.
Okay, so one more stretch sequence. Do we want to start? Okay, I'm just trying to decide. Let's start in a sitting position. We'll do the hamstring release first, hurdler's hamstring. And then,
hamstring is the
so that's where you have like one, yeah, sitting down and you got one leg in. Then we will transition to, I'm just thinking, maybe we should do, so we'll do seated hamstring, left and right.
Let's do the, so we already did the figure 4 with the rotation. What if we do the other one where we just cross the legs and it gets that other muscle that
Oh, the IT band?
Yeah, the one where it's this way,
Mm-hmm.
and then which way do we go?
So a favor is when you're opening here,
Yeah.
yeah, and then sometimes we do the figure 4 where this leg would be bent. And
Well, we
you would-
do that one all the time.
Yeah.
What's the other one where it's like tighter? We
Could do
your
a
legs
figure 4
tighter.
miss?
Yeah, that one.
And then hug in though? I'm trying to think of,
I just remember this one
okay, yes.
with the legs tight instead of the figure 4.
Well, what we could do, I don't know, it might be too much. I was gonna say we could get the stretchy band and do a deeper stretch. But that might, maybe we'll save that for like
Okay.
another week. Okay,
Just tell me what to do and we'll do it.
I know, I can't think of what, you didn't stop, did you?
It's still rolling.
It's still rolling. You're getting all your B-roll
All
of us
B-roll.
talking about stuff. Okay, so, you know what I do wanna do? I wanna do that hug in with the extension. That's a really, really good one.
Which is that?
So that's because you're laying down already. That's the one where you're gonna hug the knee in and then we're gonna stretch the leg in the opposite direction. Then I'll have you sit up, we'll do a hamstring stretch, then we'll get into our hands and our knees and we'll do the pigeon
Okay.
sequence. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, my friends, welcome back. So now we're gonna take you through a deep stretching sequence. Remember, you're always working within your range of motion and what feels good to you. So the first thing that I'm gonna have you do is hug one knee, whichever side you feel like starting with, into your chest, and you're going to gently relax. Now you have two choices here. You can have your leg extended, or you can bend that knee and keep it bent. Again, if your back does not love this position, this is a little bit more supported. If you can reach onto that shin, you're going to do so. Betty has extended her leg. Now, hopefully, I'm just giving you some time for, again, your central nervous system to relax. What I'd like you to do now is start to hug this leg deeper into your chest as you extend this leg further away from you. So you should feel these opposing forces at your pelvis. Beautiful. I'm gonna have you go ahead and relax both legs, and we're gonna switch to the other side. So when you feel ready, hugging that other leg into your chest, you can let this be very gentle at first. You can have that knee bent. You're just kind of leaning, relaxing, having a good time. As you feel ready, you're going to extend that leg out. And then again, as your body starts to release, you're gonna start to hug that leg deeper into your chest and extend the other leg away from you, creating these opposing forces at your pelvis and just really opening things up. Beautiful. Go ahead and relax that down. Now we're going to transition into a seated position. So ever so carefully, as long as it's going to take you, you're gonna get yourself up into a seated position. I'm gonna have you extend one of your legs as far out as you are comfortable, and you're gonna hug the other leg into your, I'm sorry, not hug it into your chest. You're just gonna have it wherever you can get it in this kind of bent knee position. I'm super tight on this side. When you're ready, you're gonna make sure you're up tall in your sits bones, and then you're gonna inhale, turn your chest towards that leg, and just exhale out. Now I'm super tight today, right? So you can see, you just need to go where you can go. Everybody's gonna be a little bit different. Some days you might be able to get a little bit further. Some days you're just hanging out. You're gonna give yourself that nice deep breath. Just try to settle in this position. You could also get yourself a necktie or a towel if you have one, and you can give yourself a little bit of a pull if you're feeling like you need a little bit more help. Go ahead and release that up, and we're just gonna switch to the other side. So again, taking a moment, letting yourself get comfortable and in position. Once you're ready, you're gonna get up nice and tall, turn that chest, and exhale out over that leg. Oh, see, that one feels so much better. Beautiful. So you guys know I have been teaching fitness for 28 years. I've been taking classes even longer than that. And I still have very tight hamstrings and still struggle getting into these positions, but we do what we can do. I know that it's important to keep that mobility, keep that flexibility, and I want the same for you. Beautiful, go ahead and release that out. Now
For me on that one, I just want to add that it kind of takes me almost kind of coming away from the stretch for a second with my breath and going back down, and usually by the third breath then I can touch my
get there. That's a really good point. That's a little bit of a trick that we can play on our brain that I will use sometimes in classes or with clients, where you kind of stretch and then back off and then go further and back off 100%. So the next sequence we're going to take you through is on your hands and your knees. So again, my friends, if that is not okay for you, if these are not the right stretches for you, you can choose a different stretching video and you can go back to that one. I always want you to feel like you have control. So when you're ready, you're gonna come up onto your hands and your knees, and we're gonna take you into a pigeon sequence or a modified pigeon sequence. Now, there's another option if you do have a yoga block at home that we can take you through. So you can have that yoga block nearby if you would like. So you're just gonna come onto your hands and your knees, and again, you're just gonna sink into your body a little bit. When you're ready, you're going to extend your right leg behind you, and you're just gonna start to shift that weight back. So just start to come back, and then once you kind of feel like you're ready, you're just gonna sort of lean over to the side and come into this pigeon position. And this might be way more than enough for you right here. If you can, you're just gonna start to let your chest come forward, and you should feel that beautiful release into your hips and into your outer thigh. But again, my friends, if this is not okay for you, if it's contraindicated in some way, you don't need to do it. You can get your yoga block to give yourself a little extra support so that you can try to sink in. Now remember, discomfort is different than pain. Discomfort is different than my doctor told me I shouldn't come into certain positions. If your doctor has said not to do something, please listen to your doctor. Your doctor trumps us, your body trumps us.
But if you can work into this position, though, it's one of the best hip openers. It feels so good.
It is.
I'll be walking around on a swivel.
I will be dancing. Beautiful job. As you feel ready, you're just gonna start to reverse out of this. So you're just gonna start to lift yourself up, and then we need to start to bring ourselves forward and come right back into that hands and knee position. Then when you are ready, you're just gonna slide that left foot back, and you're just gonna start to shift. Now you need to make sure that you're kind of keeping that other leg out of the way, so you're coming into whatever position feels good. You're taking as much time as you need to get there. Once you feel like you're there, then you can start to sink into the position a little bit deeper. Remember, you get that stretch reflex where your body will fight you a little bit at first, but then she'll realize, yes, I'm safe, I can push a little further, and you can go a little bit more. So you're just breathing, listening to me chatter. Give yourself those deep, deep breaths. Beautiful. And then again, as you feel ready, you're just gonna start to reverse out of that position, kind of walking those hands back, bringing yourself back to your hands and your knees. And here, just because we're in this position and it feels good, let's give yourself a few of those cat-cows. So you're just gonna come into full extension as you inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna round your back, tuck your tailbone under, and I want you to just do a few of these at your own pace, syncing your movement with your breath. I like to use the analogy of like, pretend that you're on stage and you're trying to let the people in the back see what you're doing, like you're in the cast of cats. Yes, you're exaggerating your motion because we're trying to create movement and mobility in your spine. Beautiful job. Last one here.
Can we show them how to do a standing cat cow?
Yes, absolutely. So Betty would like to show you guys how to do a standing cat-cow. So if you're like, can't go on my hands and my knees, when you're ready, I like to get that big inhale up. Good, and you're gonna exhale, and as you come down, you're gonna press those hips back, and you're gonna come into this hinge position. You can support your weight on your thighs, and now you can come into this flexion and extension. Again, syncing your movement to your breath. You can also do this in a sitting position on a chair. I want you guys to feel comfortable exploring all the different ways that you can make these movements feel accessible in your body. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. So thank you. Oh, sorry. Beautiful, big stretch, opening that chest. Awesome job. You guys are rock stars. Please keep showing up. Please stay consistent, and we'll see you in the next video.
There we go. We knocked that one out pretty quick.